momentous day for us in GITAM. As you know, GITAM is focusing more on applied education, applied research, and partnering with industry and companies. We have a 4-year undergraduate program on robotics and artificial intelligence, which we started about a year ago. One of the vision that we had kept for that program was we wanted it to be as much close to industry reality as possible. So when we started that program, we wanted to set up those lab equipment as well as the applications that we do. Students should be spending 70% of their time in the lab, and only 30% being taught. So that doing is do by learning is the approach that we wanted to take. That is when we were talking to the Sirena Technologies, the company which Hari is going to speak about, what they do, etc. What interestingly started coming out was, while they will help us build what is called the Robotics India Centre of Excellence, through which we'll teach all these courses, they said, I have a serious problem in terms of manpower being available for my company which he is trying to grow. He is a sort of a born entrepreneur, has built many companies, he has lived in the US. He was trying to set up a Robotics India company in India with a very large vision of reaching out to multiple stakeholders like the defense segment, retail segment, many others. He says, I have a problem with talent. I don't get the right talent in the market. So that is when we started talking to them, saying that how can we start coming together and work together. So while he's helping us put our entire Center of Excellence together for teaching the robotics and AI, he said, I also want to set up a company on the campus as an extension of his company and do a lot of research work in the working out of the university. So today is a momentous day where, as I said, he is launching his company, the Sirena Technologies Robotics and AI R&D Centre on our campus. And at the same time, we are also inaugurated our Center of Excellence in Robotics in AI. So both these things happened today. And we have a wonderful chief guest today, Mr. Sabyasachi, who is the Vice President at Collins Aerospace. And as a university, we have close to about 25 industry partners with whom we work very closely with, be it Collins Aerospace, be it Infosys, be it Mining Group, be it with Bosch, right? There are many companies in the aerospace, automotive, medical, healthcare, IT, ITES segment, so on and so forth. And all our curriculum, education is all done in partnership with them. So with this background, Hari came on board saying that this will greatly help him. And I will leave the floor to Hari to say what is his vision, why GITAM he chose, and what is in it for him and what is in it for us. Over to you.
We are in this space for almost 10 years. 10 years ago, I started to do robotics and AI as a side hustle. It was not even topics people discussed about, not even my mom was happy about. So, but at that time, we took a call, okay, we got to do something significant in India, then it has to be a subject which is kind of an umbrella subject. Robotics kind of covers everything, AI covers everything. And we kind of looked at it 10 years down the line. This could be the future. And that's exactly what has happened. 10 years exactly down the line, and this is what everybody's talking about now, robotics and AI. And luckily for us, we have already invested heavily in this space for a long time, and we exactly know what not to do. So that's failures and everything, right? So you have learned from all of that, and we exactly now at a point where we know that there are certain things will work, certain things won't. And that knowledge is like great. And having that knowledge and keeping it with us is again not going to help anybody. So we wanted to see how we can share this knowledge and make sure that there could be more startups coming through. So we have been supporting some other startups as well. Small, very small ecosystem. Robotics in India is like barely anybody, right? Even at best, even the earbuds, $1 stuff, commodity products we are sourcing from China. So we can't even make an earbud, right? So we are in this kind of an ecosystem, we are trying to build robots. Like this is like extreme. And to do that, luckily for me, I have a lot of connections in the industry of semiconductor companies all the way to the manufacturing companies, right? And that is because startups, don't get that kind of support from anywhere. But over the years, we are able to kind of prove that what we can do, and we have significant number of people in our ecosystem who are ready to support us. The only missing piece all along has been the fact that where do we get more people for us? I'm lucky enough to have a good team for a long time now and several different ventures, but more or less we could always stay together. But to kind of 10-15 years, like somebody joins 10 years back, all the guys who freshers 10 years, now 10 years experience, suddenly they are like, maybe they're not want to code, they want to do different things, right? So now you want a better engineers, but the quality is kind of dipping, and that is something which we have seen significantly. And everybody has a very kind of a different opinion about Gen Z. I also had like it is difficult to work, and the reels generation and all of that stuff. But more and more I started to connect with them. I think they needed guidance, right? That's where we were thinking that, okay, how do we kind of take whatever knowledge we have into universities, colleges, where we can train them, right? And get them back into the industry. Maybe we'll hire them ourselves. This was a thought process, but we didn't know where to kind of start this program with, right? We tried with one or two here and there, but universities in India are very laid back, just sit back and they just don't really progress much. But when I happened to be here and I met KNS, that meeting was like phenomenal. It changed everything for us because there was an instant connect and we had the same vision. And we said, if something is going to help us mutually, so we should do that. And that discussion started like 4 months ago. And a month later or so, we are signing an MOU. And 2 months later, we actually have a complete development center set up here and the center of excellence. The speed at which GITAM worked and with this leadership is phenomenal. And if this is the kind of support we get from universities, I think we can do so much more and make sure that there is a huge workforce which is needed for the upcoming robotics and AI decade, right? So that robots will become like cars. And you'll need the entire structure around that, the servicing and all of that stuff. Everything requires skills. So Elon Musk says that there are going to be 7 billion robots. I mean, even forget 7 billion, even there is 100K robots, there's no way to maintain them. So you need not just in core R&D, but also in like everyday servicing, maintenance kind of skill sets as well. But nobody is really building that, right? We continue to be a services-based, software services-based industry. Not many people have ventured into making products. Everybody thinks investing in robotics, hardware, and specifically is a risk. But I hope that is changing, and a lot of people are seeing value in deep tech and robotics now. We are hoping that we'll be at the forefront of driving all of this. And we have a little robotic ecosystem, and a lot of people are joining us now. It's like slowly, and GITAM will be a huge part of that as we grow, and we'll need all their support if you have to make it big in India.
Hi, myself Rajay. I'm the Deputy Director at the R&D Centre and also a member of this software-defined vehicles. So here you can see a skateboard version of what is the actual buggy version is. We test the algorithms on this one. Once the algorithms works on this things, the actuators and the lidar and fusion everything, then we dump it to the actual vehicle. And over there the updates, then we test it on the real roads. Like this is what happens in the college. And most of the people who work in this area is the computer science, mechanical and EC candidates. And it is more towards the ADAS and the behind the features, these things. It's an electrical vehicle completely. So it has the 2D lidar and 3D lidar and ultrasonic sensors, all these things. And along with that, they have the depth sensors also, where we do the fusion of different sensors and try to identify where the object location is what we do. Sensing where the location of those objects are. Okay. And based on that, the actuators will take a decision and controls the movement of the object, whether to stop or whether to take right or left in the